10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and off we go. Okay, so she's from an anime gacha game. Okay. Well, interesting design. How come they got this gacha game but not your gacha game? Weird. But yeah, so Batman's like immediate circle of people who are like involved in the deal. Oh, a single arrow. Thank you, Uncle. Batman's circle of immediate folks who like know what's going on. It's you got 5 Robins. Well, technically 4 Robins because Dick stopped being Robin. He started being Nightwing. You have 2 Batgirls. And we've got a Batwoman. Who didn't really have anything to do with the Bat family originally. She just lives in Gotham and decided to be a superhero. It's complicated. And then there's a bunch of other people operating in Gotham. Oh yeah, Batwoman is fantastic. Woo. Oh, bombs, nice. Yeah, she wears the Batman type uniform, so, you know, tight, form-fitting. She is very redheaded, and she is very gay. We love her. I wonder if she would have been an option. Probably not. But yeah, I know we also have the Question operating in Gotham. At least after Renee Montoya took up the role of the Question. Fun fact about the Question. After Renee Montoya became the Question, we found out she is also... oh no, I didn't get checked the crab. Oh no. Basically, Renee Montoya and Batwoman used to date, and now they're both superheroes, and they were both like, wait a minute, you're doing what now? When they encountered each other. Also, I fucking love the Question. Whether we're talking his original version as Victor Sage, or we're talking about after Renee Montoya took over, both fantastic. Oh look, 10 bombs. I'll grab those, sure. Oh god, right, I forgot there's a second Batman. Azrael. How did I forget about him? He's technically in the club. We're all aware, maybe, of the fact that at one point, Bane straight up broke Batman's back. Azrael, I believe with a Z. So with a broken back, Bruce Wayne was unable to do Batmaning. And so he's like, I need somebody else to do this for me. And so he recruited a fella named John Paul Valley, who became Batman briefly while Batman healed. He was a little heavy-handed. And so Bruce, at the first opportunity, was like, you're gonna stop being... You're not Batman anymore. I'm taking the job back. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they were referencing Jean-Claude Van Damme. Ooh, cape. That means I am a lamp away from doing Aghanim. Also, we are loaded with rupees early, too. Wow. For a little while, the Riddler was also a good guy. Same with Two-Face. It's weird. Arrows. You know what the weirdest part is? I don't even read Batman. Oh, hammer. Okay, well, we might not need to fight Aghanim after all. We have the hammer. I say might because if the Moon Pearl is on the pyramid ledge... Never mind. Well... Into the wall. More bombs. Yeah, like, you know, I've seen the Batman movies. I'm aware of the things. But also, you know, I was a comic book reader. I just didn't go for Batman. Sick Kid, what do you got for me? Okay, well, we have Dark World access already. Jesus Christ. Oh, what was my favorite comic book? That's a difficult question. That is a very difficult question. Because, like, depending on who's writing, quality comes and goes. The series that I probably had the most of was Green Lantern. And I do like Green Lantern. Ooh, I will grab that because it's a full heart container. I do like the Green Lantern lore, but also it just very quickly became everything DC was doing for a little bit, and it kind of overstayed its welcome. And eventually I got a little bit tired of buying 3 books a month. The Flash had some very good stuff going on, but I wouldn't read it now, because the Flash that I liked, the Flash that I grew up with, is no longer the Flash. So that's an issue for me. We're gonna do something funny. Yeah, basically what they did was, they've rebooted the DC Universe several times at this point. And in one of the last reboots they did, they just straight up said, okay, the guy who used to be the Flash in the 60s, he does something, and it changes the universe in such a way that all of this other stuff that you used to know no longer happened. So, like, basically, after he died in the 80s, his kid sidekick, Kid Flash, took over. And so for, like, the 90s up until 2000, I want to say 6, we had Wally West as the Flash. And then after Barry did that thing, Barry Allen was the Flash again. And so, like, if you ever saw, like, the Flash TV series, it's Barry Allen who's the guy. But if you watch the Justice League cartoon, it's Wally West who's the guy. Oh damn, made my money back right away. It's a minor thing, but basically Wally had a whole bunch of stuff going on with his character that just doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, it's tricky. God, this is a red crystal. Okay, God, there's 2 pendants in the light world. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing this. If the question was, what's my favorite superhero? The answer would be Starman. He also no longer exists anymore because of the reboot. Thank you for that, Barry. I do have the entire run of the series collected... Ooh, armor. Collected in, you know, paperbacks, so I could read that if I want. I will also say The Flash has... Okay, there's a thing people say about Batman, where they say that Batman is very fun because he has the most interesting villains. And Batman's villains, I don't think are the most interesting. The Flash has a lot of very interesting villains. Oh, hookshot. This was the correct choice. Ow. My favorite comic book character, period, is actually a Flash villain, Captain Cold. He is a fella with a gun that makes things cold. He freezes stuff. You know, ice-themed villains. Think Mr. Freeze, except his cold gun works better. Hey, what's my stun prize? 5 arrows. Dang it. Yeah, like he's fun. He Mr. Freeze has like, I mean, Mr. Freeze being able to, you know, fight Batman, a guy who's just a guy, using a freeze ray. That makes sense. Captain Cold fighting a guy like the Flash, who can literally run at the speed of light, using a gun that makes things cold. The fact that he sometimes pulls it off means this guy's got to be a bona fide badass, right? That's my reasoning, anyway. Map. Goddamn. Well, the good news is everything else in the dungeon is an item. But yeah, you got Captain Cold. The Flash has a whole bunch of weird villains that they work together sometimes. They have a little social club called the Rogues Gallery. Yeah, there's Captain Cold, there's Captain Boomerang, there's the Weather Wizard. There's the Trickster, who's just an old... He used to work for the circus, and he developed shoes that let him walk on the air. Weather Wizard is great. He has a wand that lets him control the weather. There's a villain named... There's a villain. This is the thing. There's like two generically named wizard type villains in DC. I'm trying to remember which one is which. There's like a guy whose name is straight up like Abracadabra, and then there's also William Zard the Wizard. Yes, that is his name, William Zard, because sometimes comics be like that. One of them is involved. There's the Pied Piper, who has a flute that can control rats. The original Flash used to fight a guy who was like a turtle man who could make things slow down. There's Gorilla Grodd, a super intelligent talking gorilla. Eating clocks is time consuming. Thank you for that. We are cheesing this fight. Just a little. There we go. Okay, and I had just enough magic to do it. $1. Hooray! Well, you know what? We got our first dungeon done in under 15 minutes. That's not bad. But yes, the Flash has an evil gorilla who is psychic and super intelligent named Gorilla Grodd, who is one of his frequently occurring villains. If there's one thing you learn about comics, it's that in the 60s, they fucking loved gorillas. $20. You know what? I have the cape. I should go up. I can't even say anything about liking gorillas. I mean, one of our most often played golf with your friends courses is literally called a quickie with gorillas. There's just dozens and dozens of gorillas watching you from the course. Ooh, ice rod. I do need that. You guys go away. Were any of them voiced by Crispin Freeman? I don't know, actually. Gorilla Grodd did show up as a recurring villain in the Justice League cartoon series, but I don't remember who voiced him. Thank you. Oh, gotcha. It's been a while since I thought about Winston Overwatch. Alright, that's almost a straight line down. I don't have the glove to pick up those rocks. I don't have the mirror to return the frog to home, so we're going by. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like I know the name. I can't place any roles that he's done, other than Winston, apparently. I will have to look him up after. Give me something. Oh. We do enjoy Alucard Helsing. It's a full heart container. I guess that's worth getting. Let's visit Stumpy. Why not? Oh, the bow! That's huge! Yeah, going into the Dark World right away may have been a great play on my part. We'll see what Hype Cave has. Oh yeah, the Flash also has a villain, or had a villain. He died. Oh, lamp. Nice. God, I'm able to actually complete fucking Palace of Darkness. Let's go do that. The Rainbow Raider. He had a whole bunch of colorful moves. He had like... So he was born colorblind, and so his eccentric inventor father... I'm gonna check Pyramid Ledge. His eccentric inventor father made him a pair of glasses that let him see in color. But they didn't work quite right, and they instead gave him superpowers based off of colors. And they were always kind of different, depending on whenever he showed up, because, like, you know, nobody's able to keep this stuff straight. It's the 60s. Nobody cares. Oh, it seemed he was eventually succeeded by a whole group of characters that called themselves the Rainbow Raiders. But I don't know that we ever actually saw them in action. They only ever showed up, like, at a funeral. The Rogues Gallery has, like, their own pocket dimension funeral graveyard place where they bury their dead, because they realized every time one of them, like, kicked the bucket, the US government stole their gear and gave it to somebody else and was like, you work for us now, which lasted for all of 5 minutes. They're like, we don't want that to happen anymore. That's actually what happened to the original Mirror Master, another Flash villain who has mirror-based superpowers. I believe he may have also created the pocket dimension that the graveyard is in. But yeah, no, they're just fun characters. Like, Batman's villains do like crimes because they have these bizarre compulsions, you know? And then the Flash's villains are just like, I want to rob a bank because I want money. I love that kind of honesty, you know? Sometimes people just want the money. It is! Also, Mark Hamill voiced the Trickster when he showed up in the Justice League animated series. They all wanted to take a shot at the Flash, and so it's Mirror Master, Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang, and the Trickster all coming up with ways to get him. And they don't end up letting the Trickster pull off his plan, but he was like, we need to grease up a whole bunch of fake dog poop, and when the Flash runs into it, he'll slide into a wall made of spikes. It was such a good episode. But also, they're so weird and funny. How could I not love these guys? Small key. Oh, Pod continues to live up to its reputation as a mullet. I shouldn't have hit that, should I? No, I did. Okay. That was correct. There was actually a short that they did at one point where the Joker and the Trickster both kidnapped Mark Hamill, and he's rescued by Swamp Thing. Which sounds weird, and it is a little weird. But the fun part is that every character in it is voiced by Mark Hamill. It's funny, after they grabbed him, they're just like, who's this guy? They're like, he's a voice actor. So it's just Mark Hamill kind of roasting himself in the car. And so he ends up like full on like doing the voices. He's doing the voices of the villains who have kidnapped him in order to make them fight each other. Because if there's one thing that happens with a group of villains working together, they almost always end up fighting each other. Bad guy teams do not have long lifespans. It was very entertaining. It's probably on YouTube. Not that you should stop watching this, but you know. I'm gonna run over here and grab these chests. Oh, look at that! Speaking of Mirror Master, that is something I very much wanted to find. Small key. Oh, big key. Alright, glad I came here. This being a small key means that there is hope that Harmless Hellway might have something. It has a map. It's kind of trash. Yeah, I remember there was one comic where like a big like superhero supervillain brawl broke out in like a hockey game, and Captain Cold wound up like putting a stop to it because he's like, I'm trying to watch the game. He's just a regular guy. That's fun sometimes. $20. Alright, what's in the big chest? Oh, bombos. That might be required. That might be... like, there's 2 dungeons that I would need to get into that might require bombos. Why am I walking out of here? Why am I not using the mirror? I mean, it's too late now, but, you know. Might have been faster. Just a little bit. Whatever. It is what it is. Here we are. God, there's one episode of the that old Justice League cartoon Where, like, when I was doing a rewatch of the series not too long ago... Well, no, at this point it would have been more than a year ago. God, how long ago was that? It was a while ago, now that I think about it. I was doing a rewatch of the series, and I realized that a dude in an episode sounded extremely familiar. The villain in the episode that introduced Metamorpho. I'm like, why does this guy sound so familiar? Why can I place his voice, but I don't know where from? And it turned out, dude was the fucking narrator from World of Warcraft. No wonder I knew him. Tyrannus Menethil himself. Every time you roll a new character, you hear the old voice guy talking about what's going on with your, oh, the dwarves are noble people who've lived out of Ironforge for yada yada yada. And I'm like, oh, that's him. He was great. Also, hello, welcome on in. Yeah, it's always fun when you recognize a voice and you're like, you can't place it, and you look it up and you just get that, oh, moment, you know? It's like, of course I'd recognize that guy's voice. I've heard it at least 20 times doing this intro. I've heard it every time I ran Ice Crown Citadel. Guys? There we go. You know, every time you hear the Warcraft 3 cinematic where Arthas fucking kills him. Alright, we are going to hit this guy in the face 17 times with this hammer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No! Hold still. Okay. I used a lot of arrows there. I still have the baby sword. There's no way I'm killing him with just sword hits. Heart piece. Alright. I am going to use the mirror to pop out and see what I can find. If Eastern Palace is a crystal dungeon, I'll finish that off too. If it's not, I might consider dipping for the first chest. We'll see. It's a crystal dungeon! Alright, let's finish this off. It's gonna be both red crystals. I'll be able to do Pyramid Fairy like right away. What the hell? What a weird seed. The fact that I will have done Pyramid Fairy before I do fucking South Shore is bizarre. I didn't check the dam. I didn't check the lake. I haven't visited the guy under the bridge. I don't have the flippers yet, so technically I shouldn't need to, but you know. Fake flippers, you can do that. Oh, look, the fire rod. Also essential. Fire rod's very essential. My god. This is shaping out pretty good. I feel pretty good about this so far. I'll take that. Now I'm gonna have to grab, ooh, big key. Sweet! What's the hint tile say for me? Cash requires the boots. Cash requires the boots. I've already gone to the library and I got what was there. Map. Okay. 50-50 is not a thing. We are going to get all of the chests in this place because they all have things. I've been to the library already, so I know that that's not the thing that requires the boots. So there's like 2 other places in the game that you need to use the boots to access an item. So either there's money in Desert Palace. There's a heart. Either there's money in Desert Palace on top of the torch, or there's money in Ganon's Tower on top of the torch. Wait, no! There's also the tree, the lumberjack ledge. That was 20 bucks. That's probably what that's talking about. Making this way more complicated than it needs to be. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Albeit focused by my glasses. Give me that. Okay. Is this guy fireproof? He is! Ah! I know arrows do the damage to him. I'm just gonna get out of here before that guy comes over to me. Yeah, it is funny though. There's a lot of superheroes in the DC universe whose origin story are industrialist millionaire who's using his fortune to fight crime. Batman's a good example. I think the Crimson Avenger is a newspaper tycoon. Green Arrow, of course. Ted Kord, the second Blue Beetle, also owns a technology company. I mentioned Green Arrow. No, no! Dang it. Okay, there we go. Our Man? Our Man fucking owns a pharmaceutical company. Yeah, Our Man owns a pharmaceutical company. He straight up just has, like... How do I even describe this? So, we know Bane. Bane, the Batman villain. He's not insane. He's just a mercenary, basically, right? He has going on, he's got this drug in him called Venom. There's the tube that runs into his back, like in the back of his head. That's Venom. Ooh, Master Sword. Sahasrali, you were holding out on me this whole time. I love the idea of a Zelda game where, like, you don't have to get the things to earn the Master Sword. It's just in Sahasrali's closet. Yeah, it'll be faster if I just walk out. Actually, I'm going to save and quit. I'm going to save and quit to the house. What am I doing? I don't got to run everywhere. I will grab these hearts. Anyway, so the venom that gives Bane his super strength is basically like the generic drug equivalent of Our Man's drug that he uses to get super strength. That he manufactures using his pharmaceutical company. So that's weird to think. This is just a superhero whose power is steroids. Ooh, shield. Also, I got the block clip off. Yay. This character does look like she'd be using a shield. Oh, heart piece. Yeah, I'm one off. I'll grab that, sure. Let's check the cave. Excuse me? Alright, we're in now. Alright, mini Moldorms drop magic. Bee in a bottle. Heart piece. Heart piece. Heart piece. 10 arrows. Well. Alright, technically I should do Ice Rod Cave. When I said earlier I would get Pyramid Fairy before I got South Shore, apparently I lied. Instincts just took over and now here I am. Oh, stun prizes arrows, right. I can replenish my arrows that way. Maybe I should. Are you flippers? Silver arrows! Jesus Christ! What is that guard doing hiding in that shrub? I know that the guy under the bridge can't have too important of a sequence break, so I'm not going to go check him. That's a full heart container, which would be useful, but not so much so that I'll go out of my way. Let's release our bee. 10 arrows, bombs, and red potion. Okay. Respectable. I like a red potion. Okay. I can't get the item on the ledge, but I can go buy whatever Zora's selling. So we're going to go see what Zora's selling. Ledge item is 20 bucks. I don't need to worry about that. Do not get hit. Do not bonk on anything either. Water walking state is dangerous. 10 arrows. Certainly not worth it, but yeah, here we are. Okay, back to my house. Now that that's done, let's, I guess now we'll go do Pyramid Fairy. Following that, we have the lamp. We have, may as well go up the mountain, I guess. There's a whole lot of checks up there I can get. No, you know what? What dungeons can I do? What dungeons can I do? I can do Skull Woods. I have one dungeon I can do. Okay, I'll do Pyramid Fairy. Then I'll go... Can't believe I'm already getting Pyramid Fairy. I'm not even 40 minutes into the race. Okay, I'll take that, sure. Okay. No, 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 no. Trying to do the trick and it is not cooperating. Alright, Pyramid Fairy, what do you got for me? Hey, let's take a hit. See if the Pyramid Fairy gives me a better potion. Red potion is good, but it's not super good. Heart container, 20 bucks. Okay. Blue! That's better. Stay away from me, please. Let's go visit the catfish. for reasons. We're visiting the catfish. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier that my favorite superhero is a fella named Starman. This is not a name that means anything to anybody. He was a relatively obscure character from... God. Okay, so there's been like 6 different people named Starman. My favorite one is Jack from the 90s. Catfish, what do you got for me? Oh, Tempered Sword. Thank you. Yeah, Jack Knight from the 90s. He was, I believe, like the 5th guy to call himself Starman? It's complicated. So the original Starman is his father, Ted Knight. He was Starman back in like the 30s and 40s. Due to a weird supervillain related thing that happened, he was basically sealed away for like 20 years, so he didn't age. No, Starboy is a different guy. There's a member of the Legion of Superheroes named Starboy. So yeah, Ted was the original Starman. He wore like, you know, he wore a superhero outfit. He wore tights. He had a weird head fin. He had a big cape. And he had a little rod that he would hold on to that could shoot blasts and let him fly. And it was his own invention that he called the Cosmic Rod because it was powered by starlight. Somebody wrote the Cosmic Rod with a straight face. And they were able to make it keep that way for like 60 years. Oh, look, there's my flippers. Well, that is super useful. So yeah, after he like was sealed away, there was another guy who was like an alien. He became Starman because he like came from the stars. He had like a big disco necklace. Very gay. In fact, at one point, there's a thing that happens in comic books sometimes called fridging, where they'll like kill somebody in order to give another character like man pain. And they did that with Alien Starman's boyfriend, which was weird to do, but you know, DC Comics, what are you gonna do? And then there was another guy named Will Payton, who was like the reincarnation of an alien prince named Gavin. It gets weird. Basically, between the first and the 4th Starman, it's weird. Yeah, Gavin. We know one of those. I should just go straight to the boss. I don't know what I'm doing at the front of the dungeon. I didn't get the big key. I don't remember what I did get. It must have been an item that was not worth anything. Anyway, so after the original Starman, Ted Knight gets released from his like out-of-time prison, and the Justice Society is once again running around on Earth doing things. Ted decides, you know, he's not cut out to be Starman anymore because while he's not, like, super old like some of his buddies, he's not young. And so his son David takes over. David Knight, the 4th Starman. Or possibly 5th, depending on how you're counting. Ow. I don't know what this is. This is weird, is what this is. And, like, within a week of becoming superhero Starman, David gets just sniper shot. Like, bullet right through his heart. Dies. Dead. That happens in issue 0 of Starman from the 90s series. That's where I got in. And so, Ted's like, oh no, my son's dead. And his other son, Jack, is like, I don't want to be a superhero. And he reluctantly has to take up the mantle because he's also being targeted by the people who went after his brother. And so, like, Jack is not a traditional superhero. He's not super muscular. He owns an antique store. I should grab the chest out of here. There's a chest in here. So yeah, just imagine a guy who, like, wears, like, bowling shirts and owns an antique store. Yeah, he's so great. Oh my god. I think some of my fashion sense may have been inspired by him too. Yes, and he's got, like, a prototype of his father's original... His father, like, did some things to miniaturize his technology that lets him, like, fly and do stuff. And Jack had the prototype in the attic of his, like, of his shop. And so when he's, like, trying to escape the villains who are trying to murder him... Hello, Wallmaster. As he's trying to escape, he's, like, up in the attic, and he finds the thing, and he's like, oh man! I can use this to get out of here. And he sees, like, he's also got, like, one of the old uniforms up there, and he takes a look at it, and he's just like, no, I could never wear that, no. So he gets, like... he gets a leather jacket with a big zodiac thing on the back, and he's like, well, it's not stars like Dad does it, but it does the trick. And he gets some goggles. So he's a very 90s superhero design. He has goggles, he has a leather jacket, and he has a staff that he hits people with. It is hard to state how 90s this design is, but I love it for that. Oh, magic powder. That is handy. And I'm going to check these last two chests here. Map. Alright. And this one is small key. Alright. I wonder, that being small key, what's this one then? This one shouldn't also be a small key, should it? Yeah, small key. Alright, let's get out of here. Ow. Okay, that's what I get for not counting my items. The important thing is, we got some stuff in there. What can we do now? I guess we can swim now, so let's... I guess we're gonna go do Swamp Palace. After I check something over here. Swamp Palace can wait. What's in back of Escape? There's 3 chests back there. It's possibly half the items out of Hyrule Castle. I haven't been in there, so there might be something useful in here. But yeah, now Jack had a lot of fun adventures. He worked with, he did work with Swamp Thing at one point. Oh, God. Okay, required, right there. Titan's Mitts. We got a small key too, so I'm gonna go check Dark Cross. Oh, there it is. Okay. But yeah, after Jack eventually has like a kid and is like, I gotta get out of this job. This is way too dangerous for somebody with kids. So he gets out of the job and he passes on the staff and the role of Starman to Courtney Whitmore, who would go on to be Star Girl, and she's a fan favorite. She was a member of my favorite superhero team, the Justice Society. Yeah, basically they were like the Justice League, but like from like the 30s and 40s. Excuse me. And it just eventually, when like all the original guys... God, the Civic-Minded 5 are so good. When all the original guys from the Justice Society are like way too old to be doing it. Not even too old to be doing it, but they're like all getting up there. And they decided, you know what we should do? We should use our considerable experience to train the next generation of superheroes. And so you had like your core group of like, here's the old guys. You have original Green Lantern, original Flash, Wildcat, guys like that. And then you had like, you know, younger folks, Jesse Quick, ow, King Chimera, the fucking Stargirl. And she has a unique Lego piece in her one minifig for the staff top. Yes. The real question is, does it light up? I have a Starman action figure, and the tip of the staff does light up on that. That's one item. There are 6 items in Swamp Palace. We need the red cane. It might be in here, you never know. I will not be able to do Diver Down without the red cane, because I don't know the bomb strategy. But that's fine. I can still steal a key. There we go. Transparent glitter orange. I do love that transparent orange. The 90s sets from the Ice Planet folks who had transparent orange chainsaws and skis. Very nice. I don't know why a space set involved chainsaws, but, yeah, I'm not going to argue. It's a good aesthetic. Compass, alright. Still just one item. I would already got that, yeah. Cutting the ice, I mean, I suppose. You'd think they'd have lasers for that, you know? Ow. I don't need what's under that pot because I stole a key from earlier. It's fine. And because I can't do Diver Down, I actually have to walk around. You would think if they have space travel, they'd be able to just, like, freeze water. I know it's a plot contrivance for, you know, kids to buy the thing and be like, oh, cool chainsaw. Chainsaws are cool, I get it. I do appreciate the pieces, they're fun. Ow. There's our big key. It's the same way with Shadow Raiders. They had the ice planet, and people would always come by to steal the ice. But that was straight up because they didn't have water on their homeworlds, or at least not enough water. What a weird series that was. It's like each of the planets in this system has something that the other planets all need, and so they're all constantly stealing from each other. Like, why wouldn't you just set up trade? Also, what do you need from the Bone Planet? There's straight up a planet called Planet Bone. All the characters from it are named after bone things. I guess? That's true. Oh. That's not right. I went the wrong door. So now when I go back up, the switch will be in the wrong position. So I need to do this again. Oops-a-daisy. Yeah, Planet Rock? There's a planet that's just rocks? And so the people from it are also rocks? And then there was one planet, there was the Fire Planet, and, you know, it's on fire. You don't need to steal fire. You can start fires. You have spaceships. You can make fire. Make fire is like the tier 1 tech tree, you know? There's our red cane. Holy crap. We are doing it. That, of course, also means I couldn't have possibly done Diver Down. Alright, okay. Ooh, full heart container, too. And the funny thing is they do end up, like, just deciding, you know what, we better work together. Because an intergalactic threat has arrived to consume all of their worlds, called the Beast Planet, which is like a weird antimatter planet. They've been warned about it by a lady from the planet Tech, which was a technology planet. They didn't have a lot of creative names. You know, it can't get too complicated. It's got to be easy for the kids. They got to buy toys. Or ask their parents to buy them toys. Hang on a second. Ugh. Yeah, basically. Unicron, yeah. Except that, like, the planet itself... Actually, I don't know. The planet might have been able to eat other things. Like, mostly it was just antimatter people who came out of the planet. They were, like, doing fucky stuff. I don't know. It's weird. They're basically also indistinguishable from the villains from Titan AE. Weird energy beings. I don't have the book, so I am not checking that Bombos pedestal. I don't want to do Ice Palace. Okay, save and quit. We're going up to Sanctuary. We will then climb the mountain and do things up there. I think I might be in Go mode. I might be in Go mode. Yeah, even Unicron is, let's be honest, a knockoff of Galactus. I love the guy. He shows up and eats planets. I think that was even a thing that I read where they were like... They took inspiration for it. I used to have a giant Transformers the Movie poster. It fucking vanished the last time I moved. As did all of my posters. And can you imagine? I used to have so many goddamn posters, and then they just all disappeared. And I'm like, well, now that I finally have the ability to decorate my own space, they're gone. Yeah, I wish I knew. I think they may have, like, wound up in the basement or something, and I didn't want to go into the basement because it was full of spiders. Blue cane. Thank you, old man. But don't you need that to get around? You know what? I should check up on Spectacle Rock first. There's things up there. Yeah, it might have been that, I don't know, because I did look around and I thought that I'd found it, but it turns out what I found was something else. So, no posters. Spectacle Rock is a heart piece on top, and inside is the shovel. I'll keep that in mind, but I don't think I need it. Okay. I'm gonna go over to the east side of Death Mountain. Yeah, basically, I have considered slowly repurchasing some of the posters that were lost to me that had, like, sentimental-ish value. Haven't actually done it yet, but, you know, who knows what the future holds. I had a bunch of things that weren't even really posters. They were, like, just ads from magazines for games that I was very, very fond of. Well, there's the book. That might be important. And so, like, those all went away, and I'm like, those, literally, I wouldn't even know how to replace those because they came out of magazines. I did see that there was somebody on, like, eBay who was selling replicas of them. So you get them in, like, magazine size, or you get them in full poster size if you wanted. Something I've considered. Yeah. It's just, it feels weird that a reproduction would, like, I don't know, they're extremely niche. Like, it's a company that no longer exists. That just produced basically... Oh, goddamn. I went down the wrong way. Okay. Alright, it's fine. We won't do the bomb jump. But yeah, it's one of their games is one that I actually played on the channel, Dragon Force. It's Working Designs. They did some very nice localizations. Their games are very, very amusing. And their slogan was literally, "Our games go to 11." Which it just tells you the sort of sense of humor that they have that they're going to put into these things. The fact that their slogan was a Spinal Tap reference. No! Goddamn. Can I off-screen these guys? I can. Yeah, I probably have had the tab open to look at these things for like a year now. I just haven't done it. One of these days. Okay, Turtle Rock, what do I need to clear you? I need Quake, which I have. Alright, good news, we're opening Turtle Rock. I have 2 blue potions. I have everything I need to clear Turtle Rock. Let's go. What do I need other than this? I just need this and, God, Misery Mire. Okay. Misery Mire requires the flute to unlock, so unless I find the flute in here, once I'm done Turtle Rock, I will very quickly enter treasure hunting mode, where I'm just going to go everywhere with the density of checks. Big key. Okay. Let's see, I have a notification on Discord. I checked earlier. I cleared out group chat, and I think I cleared out the Wordle notification. Which means it's probably my friend that I gifted a dropout subscription to. Last I heard, he was watching Ratfish. Which was a very good episode. Or rather, a very good pair of episodes. I'm gonna have to ask what his opinion was on the end of Bingo. I know he was watching it earlier. Oh, Grandma Sweetie was fun. I did like that Allie Beardsley was just playing as Brennan. Just amazing. I love that Brennan also just immediately knew that a bug with a big ass was something that was extremely Reika. What's your character's name? A bug with a big ass. Well. It is amazing that this is just like... Just the escalation... The escalation in like product and value and just what they're offering. Like, and I went back and I watched one of their original series that they did, like, back in, what, 2020 or something like that? No, I'm an egg. You know, I bet this is like a capsule that you get a character from, since this is like a gacha game character. That makes sense, right? Now, when I watched the original Dropout thing, there was, like, old, it's, they did like a Sentai parody. It was a lot of fun, and you could tell that the entire reason that it existed was because somebody came up with a bunch of ridiculous puns for the monsters. There was a character whose body was a bomb and had a baby's head, and would throw bombs at you, and it was called the Baby Boomer. The fact that they're doing such good pun crafting is probably why this series landed with me and I binged it in like one day. I think my favorite may have been, I can't believe they did this, there was a moose with like an Elvis haircut and a grapefruit for a body. And his name was Pamplemousse. And I'm like, that... You couldn't possibly use that pun anywhere. So you needed to craft a situation. Specifically so you could use it. It's so specific. That, like, you need to have a very specific situation where you can even use this thing. Like, you couldn't make that pun in conversation. What possible scenario could you have where moose, grapefruit, and haircuts are all germane to the situation? You know? Could not be done. Oh no. Are you serious? Oh my god. Exactly, yeah. Somebody like had that in their binder, just written down, you know, in like the margins of something with a question mark. Pamplemousse? Like, what could I even do with that? I don't know. And so there it sat in the concepts for like a month. Until Mike Trapp pitched the idea of a Sentai parody. Oh, I mistimed that. Yeah, just the production value, like, dude in a weird suit, fighting guys in costumes. Like, I imagine Trapp probably pitched it. I'm just guessing on that, but he does feel like something that he would have said. I'm like, who else is on this show? Got fucking Katie Maravich, who I don't think is necessarily nerdy enough to make that sort of pitch. God, heart piece. Ah, I fell in the pit. If the bingo episode taught us anything, it's that Raph Chestang doesn't know shit about nerdy stuff. Ow. Case in point, that one time he called Brennan a Broggle fucker. He's like, are you trying to say Balrog? Oh no, I don't have enough magic. Okay, we're not gonna get my usual preferred method for doing this. For reasons... I'm just gonna go like this. Okay. Who wouldn't fuck a Balrog? I'll tell you who wouldn't fuck a Balrog. Martians. This will make sense in a moment. So, in DC Comics, Martians are vulnerable to fire. They can't stand it. They freak out. So, like, that was the thing. Martian Manhunter, his weakness for the longest time was just fire. Which, considering he's an extremely powerful member of the Justice League, being taken out by, like, somebody with a can of hairspray and a Bic lighter is not great. Like, hey Jean, what are your powers? Well, he's super strong, he can fly, he can read minds, he can shoot I-beams, he can become intangible and pass through solid objects. He's a shapeshifter, did I mention that? Basically, he's slightly weaker Superman with shapeshifting and psychic powers, and the ability to pass through solid matter. Or, what are your vulnerabilities? Fire. Fire and an addiction to Oreos. Although, for copyright reasons, they have to be called Chocos. Also, yes, 100% serious. Martian Manhunter has a cookie habit. There was an issue of the comic where Blue Beetle and Booster Gold hid his cookies, and he went into a berserker rage because he was having basically withdrawal. Okay, so we are still looking for our flute now. Ow. Swear to God, if we have vanilla location for flute, that'll be annoying. We have plenty of checks to do on the mountain, though. I am going to grab the shovel on the off chance that it's in, buried in vanilla location. I'm also going to check the ether tablet by going into the light world here. Okay, we're gonna get this. God, I did Paradox Cave, but I never did Spiral Cave. Alright, compass, don't want that. Cache requires big red bomb. Small key, alright. Don't like seeing that, but we'll work with it. Okay, let's line this up. Alright. So I didn't get the big key, but I can check this small chest here and get 50 bucks. Okay. I can also fight the boss. God, it would be incredibly cruel if they put the flute on the pedestal. So I was making real good time up until I hit this point where it just I need one thing. Excuse me. There we go, now he's dead. Alright, what's going on? Phone. Mushroom. Mushroom. Okay. Mushroom. Well, that's something. Okay, let's go check Spiral Cave then. I say we'll check Spiral Cave first because getting out of Spike Cave is also a pain in the butt. And getting to it is much easier from the old man's cave. AKA the casual old man that the seed described to us. Alright, what are you? $5. Okay. Save and quit. Mountain Cave. And look, he'll even refill my health. Perfect. Oh. Oh, getting hit. Okay, this will be the last thing I need to check on Death Mountain, at least. Well, not necessarily. I know there's an item in the big chest in Pet Tower of Hera. Ooh, don't mind if I do. I just don't want to get that. It's an awkward check to get. Basement of Tower of Hera. It involves waiting in a room, which admittedly would give me a chance to get a drink, but yeah, I'm fine. And heart piece. Alright. Well, we have the book now. I can check Desert Palace. And while I'm checking Desert Palace, I will also check... I'll check Bombo's tablet. Looking at dungeons, Ice Palace only has 3 items in it. Desert Palace only has 2. Oh, these options are all terrible. Got everything in Swamp Palace. Smith Chain is an option now. I never checked what Agina has in his cave. What do we got here? 10 arrows. Alright. Let's see what Agina's got. I will say this much. Here's something that I think everybody can agree is a great thing about the Justice Society. Power Girl's a member. Everybody loves Power Girl. Just what an iconic costume she's got. Like, and that's not even me being, like, sarcastic about, like, the boob window or anything. It's a really good design. Like, the half cape and the boots and the gloves, it slaps. I don't have any other way to put it. It's just really good design. The fact that they gave her, like, not a teen sidekick, but, like, sort of a sidekick at one point, and then they were just, like... Then they rebooted the universe. Like, her book was selling pretty well, I felt. Map, don't need that. A hint tile. What do you have to say to me, though? Heart container is in Swamp Palace. Okay. Yeah, so basically the reboot happened and everything with her no longer existed, and for all I know, she might not exist anymore. Certainly seems to be the case with Jack. Ugh, it's gonna make me go to the right. Alright, I'll go over there from here. This is probably faster. Maybe. Ah. Excuse me? Grapple with that. Alright. It's very much a let's go this way. Okay. I'm not going to bother getting the heart piece that's down outside of on the desert ledge. I have enough health. I don't need it. I love that I was like, I'm going to go do checks based off of like density, and here I am doing Desert Palace. But like as far as dungeons go, there's not a lot of great options. This is the one I need. That bonk didn't make any sense. Okay. There we go. And then this key. Glance over at the race room. Grab a little magic. Just so I can shoot these graboids with the fire rod. You, come back. He did a short hop. I can't be blamed for that cycle. Another short hop. Okay, that one's my fault. Whatever. We'll do the spin. Bombs. God, okay. Well, we have two of the pendants now. Okay, this area was kind of a bust, so we're going to... I guess I'll save and quit and go to the Sanctuary and then go hit Kakariko. Honestly, I know that there's, I think 2 more items in Hyrule Castle. So that's not a bad... well, I mean, it's a bad idea, but it's an idea. Okay, we're going to enter the Dark World. With the Titan's Mitts, I do have the ability to do some things. But I am also curious about the Master Sword pedestal, so I'm going to check that real quick first. Give that thief a wide berth so he doesn't see me. No bandit in here. What are you? Money. Okay, alright. Not bad. That's money. It means I don't need to worry about it. Thief, I am literally armed with the Master Sword. Screw off. Okay, so yeah, I think Smith Chain is probably my best bet. I don't know what was under that bush, but something happened there. Ow, okay. Alright, Froggy, you are coming with me. Let's get you out of here. He's so happy to see me. And he's fast. I have special boots to let me run this fast. He's just able to do it. Frogs are quick like that. And as Gimli said, dwarves are natural sprinters, so he can do it in human form too. Or dwarf form, I guess. What do you got for me? Heart piece, okay. That's fine. We can also check the magic bat. Magic bat, what do you have for me? Magic bat has heart piece. Come on, man. I like that I said while I was up on Death Mountain I was going to grab the shovel and then I didn't. Might have been nice. Oh well. The odds of vanilla shovel are not high. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, what's in here? Ether? I might need it. I still have no idea what the entrance requirement is for Misery Mire. It could be this. Okay, I'm going to grab this chest. And I'm going to save and quit with the chest. This will be faster in the end, I'm sure. I need to take the chest to the desert, where the bandit will open it for me. By using the save and quit and going right back to my house, the chest comes with me. So rather than walking all that way in the Dark World, and I do mean walking because you can't dash with the chest, I'll just do this. Slightly faster. Slightly? Probably a lot faster, honestly. Bug net. Oh, goddamn. You serious? Okay. That being the bug net. Sure. Next plan is access Cave 45. Run around this way, because I think it might be easier to do it this way. I definitely already talked to Stumpy, so I have his stuff. So I just need to go down here to Cave 45. Why did I leave the portal there? It's just gonna make it so I can't exit. Oh, whatever. 10 arrows. Alright. Save and quit. Go to the house. Turn in the mushroom. There's a chance the witch has it. Plus, I can also refill my blue potion while I'm there. The guard just shot me in the back. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right? Oop, I sprinkled her. That's fine. The flute! Jesus Christ. Jiminy Christmas. Okay. Alright. Flute get. We are going to the sanctuary. Zelda, give me health. I'm running to the town. Didn't need the shovel. Thank God. We'll see how convoluted Maya is this week, too. And, while the song plays, I have a drink. That was definitely audible because I saw my bird move. Okay. Here we go. Misery Mire. Hopefully not too miserable. What's our entrance requirement? It is ether. I am so glad I checked hammer pegs. Oh my god. Yeah, anybody who just happened to do the mushroom turn in as soon as they got it because they already had powder might not have even been on the hunt, and so they might not have even thought to check hammer pegs. So that would have been their hunt. Alright. Room cleared. We will check the first chest in here. Always a small chance that it's going to have the big key, and when that happens, it's called Godmire, and we just run straight to the end. It's Godmire! Oh my god, we're straight to the end. Alright, no need to waste time with any of these guys. What could possibly be in here that I need? Absolutely nothing. Hell, I don't even need that full magic refill, because magic is not something I particularly need for this boss when I have the silver arrows. I didn't fiddle with the switch, so I don't need to fiddle with the switch in this room. We're just going in here. Whoa. Oh, Sartaz just finished. Which means people are going to start trickling in. I never ran down how many people were racing. 9, I think? 8. Very efficient. Compass. And the final crystal. Alright. That in hand, we are all set to go to Ganon's Tower. Okay. God, there is... save and quit. There is... I don't know if I want to call this drama or not. There's a situation in the video game world right now. I don't know if anybody other than me noticed. Apparently, SNK put out a trailer for... a new trailer for the upcoming DLC for Garou City of the Wolves. Which... every SNK fan has extremely mixed feelings about because they put in that fucking soccer player. And Mohammed bin Salman's pet DJ. So that's the thing that happened. So a lot of people were already off the boat. And what do they go and do? Why, their new trailer appears to be just wholly AI generated. Miserable. Kara also just finished. My god. Yeah, imagine having the money of the fucking Saudi Crown Prince and you can't even shell out for a proper trailer. Like, they announced a bunch of characters that I would have been interested in if things were different. I would be interested in this game. I fucking love the SNK fighting game series. Yeah! Oh my god. Fucking Nightmare Geese. I think Blue Mary is in the game. Wolfgang Krauser. They're adding Wolfgang Krauser. And they just wrote at the end, they're like, oh, and more mystery characters. And I'm like, oh boy, what are they going to add Vince McMahon next? You know what? I got boned not checking this side the last couple of races. Let's try it out. But yeah, I mean, if you watched... Oh no, you watched iPatch Wolf's stream, okay. I also caught Wooly and Reggie talking about it. And they were like... They mentioned that it especially compares extremely badly to the trailer for Street Fighter 6 that they did recently. Wallmaster, get out. Small key, okay. Yeah, Capcom put out a new trailer for Street Fighter 6 recently. And, they just got Kenny Omega to cosplay as all of the characters. That is cheap. The fans love it. It's entertaining. It's memorable. They got a celebrity who loves video games. They know what they're doing. Like, obviously, a corporation is bad, but, like, bombs, $50, bombs, 10 arrows. Obviously, a corporation is bad. But, like, if I gotta pick one of these two, it's gonna be the one that actually, like, did something that the fans enjoyed and didn't AI generate a trailer. Oh my god. It's gonna be the one owned by people who aren't literal murderers. I know what you're thinking. Can it really be murder if he's allowed to kill the people? I guess technically not, but I still don't like it. Servo also just finished. It's like, hey, what's the legality on Mohammed bin Salman killing people in his country? Nobody's going to stop him. He's an absolute monarch. We're getting political on stream tonight. Oh, I'm allowed to. He ruined my favorite video game franchise. Excuse me? Alright, silver arrows. Make quick work of these guys. Yeah, relatively quick work. Ice Armos is never fun. But sometimes it's quick. 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 20 bucks. Oh my god, it's all just 20 bucks. It was in the left side the whole time. Maid just finished too. Oh my god. Alright, left side. I swear to god. If it's just sitting on top of the torch, I'm going to be kicking myself. Alright, it's a small key. There's a small key sitting on top of the torch. It is a key. It's not the one I'm worried about. Okay, we'll check these 4 chests here. Bombs. Bombs. Arrows. 50 bucks. Yeah, I didn't even watch the trailer. Maybe I should watch the trailer just to see how bad it is. You know, what have they done to my favorite video game franchise? Let's torture ourselves by watching a bad trailer for something we once loved. Small key. Alright, into the portal we go. Bonk over the snake. Dash. Ow. There's our map. Oh boy. Now we can find our way around the dungeon. It is funny. The randomizer, basically maps are never useful. There is, however, an opportunity where a compass can be useful. Compass. 20 bucks. Big key. 20 bucks. Okay. Big key found. We're going up. EA, right? Yeah. Yeah, they are definitely going to get a whole lot worse. And, like, they were bad to begin with, but, like, Jesus. I'm gonna grab these arrows. Yeah, oh my god. And, like, that's... Yeah. Boy, I sure do love that massive companies like that are just able to be bought by one dude. Sarcasm. I can't say I blame Sims players for just jumping ship. Like, the assets are going to get worse. The company is run by the murderer now, so, you know. And, like, I know... This is the thing. When he got SNK, they made an announcement that was like, no, he's staying hands-off, he's not going to get involved in the actual, like, running of the thing, or game design, or anything like that. And then they put 2 of his friends in the game. Like, fans were waiting for a decade. 2 decades. No, you know what? The original Gru came out in, like, 99. So we were waiting 25 years for the next game to come out in the Fatal Fury franchise. And when it did, this is what we got. So, like, yeah. It's gonna be bad. The games are gonna be bad. Like... Ugh. There's a lot wrong with this whole situation. Also, I need the red cane. How... No. Honestly, it would be fantastic if I know France is doing some experiments with cold fusion right now. Please let it pay off, and bankrupt Saudi Arabia, please. I know. It seems like a weird thing to say because of video games. It's not just because of video games, but boy, if that doesn't motivate me. It's more, you know, emblematic of a broken system in general. It's somebody is able to just have enough personal wealth to purchase EA and SNK just because they want to have the games. Why am I grabbing chests? I should repeat, why am I grabbing chests? You know what? It could have gold swords, you never know. A better shield, perhaps? Could happen. Would a better shield really be worth it? Probably not. I'm gonna check the last chest, too. Oh, look, a better shield! Well, that's fun. I'm so good at threading that room. Just, you take your time, you stun the first enemy so you're not trying to contend with him, and then you just go for it. One hit. How did those other 2 on the side miss? Come on. No hits. Okay. Well, I got 2 on that round. Okay. Oh, come on. Well, I got 1 off of that. Oh, look at this. There we go. He's dead. Time to fight a pig. Come on out, pig. Okay. Saku just finished. Oh my god. I'm getting 6th. Enrichment Center would like to remind you Companion Duck will not betray you and in fact cannot speak. I am. I don't even know if she wears heels. How are you not already in the next phase? How? What? No. Okay, we're drinking a potion. We are drinking a potion right away. Oh my gosh. Cape. Whew. I know I don't need to be hitting him this much, but I like doing it. Okay, we got the torch glitch. I shot him twice. No, you don't. And he's dead. Okay. Oh, Taco also just finished. Oh my god, we're all finishing at the same damn time. I will not be close enough for this to count as a draw. But... done. Okay. There's one more person still racing. It's Steve. We'll see what happens. Time for another one, it says. I don't know about that. Typing a comment. Flute Go Mode, haven't seen that in a while. Alright. Saku-Ride's Homecoming. Will they call the Dwarven Swordsmiths Breadsmiths? Duck calls for trade. God, mushroom. I can't even believe the mushroom was the key. I don't even remember where I found it. Dwarven breadsmiths. Smith and that bread. Okay. Yeah, usually the mushroom is like a red herring. You pick it up, you think it's going to be something, and then it's not. You go out of your way to go over there, and you regret it. Oh man, that was an interesting seed. Oh, somebody else suggested that they'll AI generate Chris Benoit to be in the next game. Oh no. Okay. Who made my sprite? I still don't even know what my sprite was, really. Aaron Dobby. Alright. Yeah, I could... The reason why I explicitly pitch Vince is he also is doing business with them. First sword found in almost 4 minutes. Flute in 1 hour and 30. Mirror in 22 minutes. 3 Fighter Sword boss kills, 8 Tempered Sword. Never found Gold Sword, did not have Master Sword long enough for it to be a thing. 950 damage taken, 1400 magic used, 48 bonks, 12 saving quits. No deaths, no fairy revivals. Almost 3 minutes spent in menus, and just over 8 minutes spent lagging. 176 out of 216 items collected. Total time of an hour 51 minutes. The actual time was an hour and 52 and 51 seconds, which is like 25 seconds longer than Taco took. So, 7th place, but 3 of us all finished within 3 minutes of each other, so I'm happy with that. You know, basically 2 minutes, you know? When you have a cluster of people finishing, it's kind of like, well, yeah, you all were doing the same thing, basically. You know, when it's a matter of seconds like that, what are you going to do? Also, though, that is where we're going to say goodbye to YouTube for now. YouTube, it is Monday for you. Stay warm. Or, if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, stay chilly.